So there are much poor families here in the Philippines. Could you say something about the poverty situation now?
Well, yes, poverty in the Philippines is widespread, although it's a rich country. There's many natural resources, very fertile land, huge fishing grounds, but there's the whole property, all the wealth of the country is controlled by about 200 families, very rich families. And they dominate all the land, they dominate the business and the commerce, and the poor people have to work for them, and their only escape is through education and getting maybe a job abroad. So many people here suffer malnutrition, despite the fact there's lots of food. The point is there's lots of food, but they can't afford to buy it.
So, and what does PREDA do against this poverty, this unjust poverty things?
Well, as I said, first with working with indigenous people. These are the very poor people who are the Aboriginal people of the Philippines, the Aita tribal people. We have development projects to help them secure their land, their own rights. So we have a big effort to get the possession of their own lands in their name, and some have been successful, right? Very successful. The second thing we do is help them to reforest these lands. Many of the mountains and hills have been destroyed by the rich families who are cutting all the trees and selling the timber abroad, and we hope to turn these lands into productive farms, planting food, vegetables and mango trees, so the people will have a direct benefit from this. There's a lot of political work involved in that also, but developing people's awareness and knowledge of why they are so poor, it's very important also.
Since 2008 we have this global financial crisis. Do you feel the effects of this crisis here at PREDA, in Olongapo, in the whole Philippines?
Yeah, well, there's a very strong impact, all over here, but PREDA, we work all over central Luzon and even in Mindanao, so we can see the poverty is getting worse. There's no growth, in business. No, there's no growth in the economy. It's almost at a standstill, which means lots of jobs are lost. Even here at the local shipyard in Subic Bay, there's many workers have been now laid off from the welding projects, making ships. Some factories have closed down, So, yeah, economy here is really affected by the recession.
Do you have a message for German people, for the German youth especially?
Well, I think the one thing important we can do with all the young people is to be working united with us at PREDA and the PREDA youth group, maybe to welcome our theater and our concert when we go to tour in Germany to the schools. We'd love to go there and share with them all our concerns and be in solidarity with the young people in Germany. For them even to come here and visit us as a holiday and see the beautiful Philippines with our young people. Also to ask young people to get involved in some way to campaign also for the human rights of children and young people here in the Philippines, support the work of PREDA, and that solidarity is what we want with all the young German people. And for them also to make a message to their politicians and the leaders of Germany not to support corrupt government officials or agencies, to only work with the good people. And we can see the German youth having this empowerment, having this involvement, this social activism for good, and making the Philippines and other countries more just and happier and a better place for Philippine youth. That's what we'd like to see, in solidarity with all the young people of Germany.